breakfast, went back to the workshop. So it was a lot of hours. But then on the way home, you're excited to come home and drop all this new knowledge and try all these new things. And then you realize that a 30, it's an honest to goodness. When I got dropped off the airport in Melbourne, I set the stopwatch on my phone. And then when I landed in Spokane, it was 29 hours and 50 minutes later. And of course, you're going to sleep when you're in the airplane, but nobody sleeps in the airplane. You just kind
Okay.
of pass out and then get woke up, pass out, get woke up. And, like flying across the USA is one thing because the big airplanes are fairly small. But when you get in an airplane that goes from here to Australia, like that tube is a lot bigger diameter. And then what I didn't realize until it happened is I wasn't in first class. I was in the business class behind, and I was in like the third row behind there, and I had plenty of leg room and it was, comfortable. But the stupid airplane's so bloody heavy that it's like pointing really steep for the entire time. And of course, like they've got first class, business class, and all these other things kind of gated off with like curtains or whatever. And I was sweating, like dying of heat. And I asked the guy, I go, "Hey man, can we turn it down a couple degrees? Like I'm sweating." He's like, "Sir, I'm sorry, but if you turn around and look behind you, there's a bunch of people with like blankets." And I was like, "What?" And then I went to the bathroom. So I walked, it was almost like walking downstairs. And then I get towards the back, and then pretty soon, people weren't sweating. And then two rows behind, there was actually people in blankets, and it was comfortable back there, but it was almost chilly. But it's just all the heat rises, and it doesn't make for a comfortable flight, right? That's point of the story is like you spend weeks getting ready to go, you spend a couple weeks there hustling, and you come home and your body's so beaten, you get sick, you fall apart for at least a week, and then you come to work and you're like, okay, now I got to order all these tools, I got to go through all my notes, you got to sit down, you got to have meetings to rekindle Cooper's notes versus my notes, and then order up the tools that we were instructed to order. And then you think, okay, I've got just a minute here. So I took one weekend to have for myself. And then we're having master class number 3 coming. So you got to get ready for master class, which that turned out awesome. And that's the whole thing is none of this, it's flattering. Back to your question, it's flattering to be a part of it all. And it's also a lot of work because at some point everybody expects so much performance from you that if you fail,